It's time for the premier professional development brand and your favorite celebrity consultant, Dr. YaYa.
Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. This is going to be another good day. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing well. And we're back at it again. So I'm so excited about this live stream. I really am. It's so much that I want to discuss as it pertains to this question that we have. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you're looking forward to it. I want to say thank you for everyone who supports this channel. I want you to give this channel a big thumbs up. I want you to just support this video. I want you to share this video. And I'm certainly appreciative for everything that you do. You guys, today, let me tell you what happened today. Today, I went and got a wisdom tooth pulled. So if I'm sounding a little, groggy, or, I'm looking a little swollen in some areas, that is the reason. But again, I thank you for your support. I appreciate you coming to this live stream. I certainly appreciate you supporting this live stream. So we're going to get right into it. Remember, follow me on Twitter at it is YaYa, like the Facebook page, Ask Dr. YaYa, and also check out www.askdryaya.com. Okay. So we are going to get into this question because you already know it's 30 minutes of us just having this conversation, having a talk, receiving everything that we have a desire to know, and just having a nice, friendly family conversation, because this is what we do. I'm your auntie, I'm your good girlfriend, I'm your Judy, I'm the one you come to when you want to get the lowdown on everything. We're going to leave it like that. So we left off our last live on Friday with a question, as we do. And the question was, should you expect something back when you give? Now, this is a very sound question, because a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people don't understand exactly how they should be interacting with other people. So I'm going to answer this question, and I'm going to answer it in a way that some of you are probably going to be shocked. I'm just going to say that. Just based on how we are conditioned, you're probably going to be shocked. So first, let's talk about giving. And we're going to talk about giving because in an altruistic way. That's what it is. It's altruism. So the first thing I want to discuss is ideal altruism, which most people, especially people who are religious and people who are a part of some spiritual group or path, this is what they have a tendency to do. Then we're going to talk about reciprocal altruism. Okay. Now, ideal altruism is the belief that you should give up your own interests for others, right? You should give up your own interests for others. You're going to just give, and you don't worry about anything, and they call that being selfless, a selfless giver. And so that's ideal altruism, and that's what we're conditioned, especially if you're brought up in any type of organized religion. That's what you're taught to do. You're taught to have this ideal altruism, to be selfless and to give and not really expect anything back. Now, if we're considering reciprocal altruism, that merely means that I'm giving with the potential or expectation of a future reward. And there's nothing wrong with that either. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that either. And so to answer the question, I would say it all depends on where you are and how you're giving. Now, I'm the type of person that every time I give, because, it's a universal law, when we think about sowing and reaping, or karma or things like that. It's a universal law that I receive back what I've put out into the universe. So I always expect something back. And that's whether you put out something bad or whether you put out something good. So for me, I always expect to get what I give. Okay, I always expect to get what I give. But a lot of people are not like that. A lot of people don't understand that. And so that's going to bring me to this place. We're going to talk about three types of, how can I say, three types of reciprocity, as it were. We're going to talk about three types of reciprocity. And we're going to talk about it in terms of the things that we've been taught and we've been conditioned to think. The first thing I want to talk about the giver. We're going to talk about that first category. And most givers are others focused. You know what I mean? They focus on others. They tend to provide support to others, and usually it's with no strings attached, right? So they are what we call givers. You know, they give. The next is takers, because we're used to givers and takers, right? And takers are self-focused. These takers are people who have their own interests ahead of others, and they contribute as little as possible to their interaction with people. It's all about me, me, me. I'm out here to take. Now, in between that is something that we really don't talk about. And these people are called matchers. And matchers are people who understand that there must be balance. They like to preserve an equal balance. But see, a matcher is not called a giver and a taker. A matcher is called a giver and a receiver. See, a receiver is someone who receives with appreciation, someone who is grateful for what they have. And so you have to figure out where you are. You have to figure out if you're just a giver, if you're in between that, if you're a matcher and you're a giver and a receiver, or if you're just a taker. And so many times we don't come in, when we give something, we don't come in with a level of expectancy, and then we get frustrated. And then you start to see what we see on social media. I'm always the one giving. I give all the time and no one ever gives me anything back. That's because you're not expecting anything. Most people who are expecting something receive something. So you receive nothing because you're not expecting anything. So you're frustrating yourself. That's just what it is. You're frustrating yourself because you have been so conditioned to say, you know, just give and forget about it. But consider this. How many farmers do you know that plant seed without expecting to reap a harvest? No one is going to put that much time in and say, I'm planting seeds, but I don't expect anything. No one does that. That is not how the universe works. That's not how any of this works. But you have been so conditioned to think like that, that you frustrate yourself when you don't get the fruit of your labor. But you've been conditioned that, oh, just give it. Just give it and don't worry about it. And, you know, if you get the crumbs from the table, that'll be fine. So you really have no one else to blame but you. Now, understanding this too. Now, you may give, and on the other side of that, it may not be, you may receive, and it may not be the same way that you have given to a person or to anyone. So, and let me give you an example. You gave someone $50. Now, you know, in their present condition, they may not be able to give you that $50 back. But later on, something awesome may happen for you just based on the fact that you planted that seed. So see, we don't always look at it in that regard. But understand this too. If you gave something and say, okay, I'm not going to worry about it, I'm not going to worry about or have a level of expectation for future reward, then you just put that out there and you just said to the universe, and as far as your manifestation is concerned, that you really don't want anything. I think that the majority of people have a desire to be rewarded for what they've done. Now understand that giving makes you feel good emotionally. It really does. That's about all it does. It makes you feel good that you've helped someone out, and it gives you this feeling like that was great, that was awesome. I feel good about myself. I feel like I'm a good person, right? So now what about receiving? We're most cases we're taught that it's better to give than to receive. But I say you must have that equal balance in your life, because when you receive something, it should give you an air of gratitude. Where do you get your gratitude from? Hey sis, how you doing? Where do you get your gratitude from if not from the fact that, oh my gosh, someone gave me something. I'm appreciative for this. So you're not taught gratitude if you're not able to receive. Now, notice I didn't say take. Notice I didn't say take, because there's a difference between receivers and takers. Like I stated earlier, when you take something, you're self-focused. It's just all about me. Every interaction I have is about what I can get out of this conversation, whether it's money, whether it's resources, whether it's more connections, whatever it is, it's got to be about me. But again, a receiver will say, hey, I've received this, I'm appreciative of it, and I want to pay it forward, right? I want to pay it forward. Now, there's a downside to just being a giver. I said this before, and I'm going to reiterate this. The downside to just giving, and telling people, oh, no, you don't have to give me anything back. Oh, no, I'm not expecting anything back, is you become frustrated because you get nothing back. You get nothing, and then you complain. All I do is give. People just take from me. People are just taking because you're just giving. That's all you do. And then you exhaust yourself and say, I've been so good to people. I've been so good. I done gave my last. I had $5 and gave them $2.50. I gave my last, and they don't appreciate it. No, it's not that they don't appreciate it. It's that you are not expecting appreciation. You're not expecting anything because you've already spoken out of your mouth that you don't need anything back. You don't want anything back, right? So you're walking in ideal altruism. And if that's what you're going to do, because remember I stated what ideal altruism is, that's the belief that you put yourself aside, you're going to be selfless, that you give up your own interests for other people. So if that's what you desire to do, that's fine, that's okay. But you can't become frustrated and get mad at the people who are taking or receiving from you. So at some point, you have to have some balance in your life. And that's where I discussed the matchers. The matchers are the ones who like balance. But again, they're not givers and takers. They are givers and receivers. If you're going to accomplish anything in your life, and if you're going to manifest the life that you want, and if you're going to create the life that you want, you're going to have to be a matcher. You're going to have to be a matcher. Just being a giver will cause you frustration. Just being a taker will cause you to be self-centered, egotistical, and no one is really going to want to be bothered with you. At some point, you're going to have some balance in your life. And the first thing that you're going to have to stop saying is, I don't expect to receive anything back. If you are so frustrated by the fact that you don't have anything, stop saying that. That's a nugget. That was profound. Stop saying it. Stop saying it. Learn how to say, wow, I'm looking at this future reward. Again, it may not be from the person that you gave something to in that moment, but expect something back because you planted a seed. You said, look, I gave $50 over here. I'm excited about what's coming my way. When I see people at the store and on the street, I give them a smile. And usually I give them a smile and they smile back. But if they don't smile back, it doesn't matter, because 3 people down the line, someone has given me a smile. I'm expecting to get what I put out in the universe. We're always talking about karma, 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 but karma works for good and bad. We're talking about reaping and sowing. You know, how do you talk about reaping and sowing when you don't even allow yourself to reap? But these are the things that we spit out because they're so cliche-ish. You know, they're the things that we say because, you know, it's great to say. You know, we tell it to our children. We tell it to people who are listening. You say it in your religious organizations. You know, you reap what you sow, but a lot of you don't even want to do that. And then complain, I'm not receiving anything. People just hate me. I don't know why I can't get anything. Oh, I'm struggling. Oh, but I give to people and I ain't got nobody to call on. Oh, my goodness. Because of what you say out of your mouth. We have to learn how not to do that. And the first thing that I want you to do is to say this. When someone says to you, when you give them something and they say, thank you, and I'm going to get this back to you, or, stop saying, oh, that's fine. Oh, it's okay. That's all right. You're good. Stop saying that. How you want to respond, because you're looking at your future reward, how you want to respond is say, thank you, I appreciate that. Right? Thank you, I appreciate that. But so many times you're telling people, oh, don't worry about it. What? What do you mean? Don't worry about it. So stop saying that, and it won't cause you any frustration. I get a lot of emails through my website with people saying, how can I get people to help me? I'm such a giver. And how do I get people to stop taking advantage of me? Let me tell you something. I learned early on, and I learned this from my mother. My mother said, people will treat you how you treat yourself. So if you're always giving, if I know that you're the one that I can come to and get $20 from, and I don't have to worry about giving you anything now or in the future, you're not expecting anything 2 years down the line, I'm gonna keep hitting your pockets. That's just, we just having a conversation. That's real. I'm gonna keep hitting your pockets because apparently this is what you do. It's what you do. So have some balance in that. Have some balance. And so it's a nice thing to say, oh, I'm just giving to you and because I'm selfless. That's great. That's great if you're actually giving a gift. Now, if you're giving somebody a gift, that's different, right? It's somebody's birthday, it's a special occasion, or you just thought about someone and you said, you know what? I'd really like for you to have that. I'd really like for you to have that. And then you give it to them. Then that's different. That's totally different. You are giving a gift. But if you are walking around handing people stuff just to give it to them, then that's a problem. I give to homeless people. I do. I give to homeless people. They got the sign, hey, I'm homeless, I'm struggling. I give $2. Now, I give $3 or whatever. I'm not coming back around that next day and saying, you know what? Yeah, you got that $3 I gave you. That's not what I'm doing. But what I am doing is saying, man, I gave him $3 and I'm expecting that to in turn give me a future reward. It doesn't have to be from him, but I'm expecting something to happen. I'm excited about it for something to happen. But a lot of people are not doing that, and then you're suffering and you're mad and you're bitter because you see other people and you're like, wait a minute, my cousin is a straight up butthole, but I see them prospering like crazy. What is going on? And as much as I give to people, I should be the one prospering. but you're not, because you don't expect anything. You just like, it's okay. I'll just give, and I'll just feel so happy in giving, and that's it. And it's gonna be swell with me. But your cousin's not like that. Your cousin is probably like, yes, I'm going to give that. Ooh, but I'm expecting something. Ooh, I'm excited about what's going to happen in the future. But you want to be so grand that it's eating you up inside. You're not getting the recognition that you thought that you were going to get. You're not getting the accolades that you thought that you were going to get, because you're not expecting anything. Nothing. It's sort of like when my children, my sons, when we were raising our sons, and we would say, hey, what do you want for your birthday? They understood. I want this, this, and this, and this. Period. They understood that. They understood that this is what I want. This is what I have a desire to get. And you know how they learned that? Because one time my youngest son said, I don't want anything. I want nothing. And you know what he got? Absolutely nothing. You get what you ask for. You get what you ask for. So when you say, oh, I'm just giving just to give and I don't want anything, and then you don't get anything, and then you feel like everybody is taking from you, that's only because you put that out there. That's only because you said, oh, no, I don't want it. It's okay. But again, I've never known a farmer to plant seed or plant corn, if we're going to be specific, and say, you know what? I don't want any corn to come up. None. I'm just out here planting because I want the neighbors to see me planting. I want other people to see what I'm doing. But am I expecting anything? Absolutely not. I'm not expecting anything. That's the most ridiculous mess I have ever heard. Ridiculous. That's like putting your money in an interest-bearing account, but not expecting it to get interest. But you put it there, but you're not expecting to gain from anything that you've done. Who does that? Well, apparently a lot of people. Apparently a lot of people. But that's not the way you go about it. That is certainly not the way you go about it. Only unless you're absolutely giving a gift to someone that you want them to have. But every action is you planting the seed. Every action that you live in this life is going to get you. You're going to reap from it. You're going to reap from every action. Okay? How you doing, Sugar? How you doing? So it's not just monetary. It's not just purchasing something for someone. The words that you speak to people, you're going to get back. Every action is going to have some type of expectation behind it, whether good or bad. And that's what you have to take note of. And a lot of times we don't. We just think, well, if I just give this, that's the only great thing. Me giving money is the only great thing that I can do for society. Me buying something is the only great thing. But how you speak to people, guess what? You're going to reap that. How you respond to people, you're going to reap that. And so when you get into that mindset, you'll be careful how you craft your life. You'll be careful how you deal with people in your life. You'll be careful with how you deal with society, because you understand that everything that I'm doing, I'm going to absolutely reap. Karma is coming. When you have that level of expectation, you'll be more careful about how you treat yourself and how you treat other people. More importantly, I think it's greater to plant a seed within yourself to get a harvest. And a lot of people won't even do that. You can't even say 2 kind words to yourself, and you're wondering why you have high anxiety. You're wondering why your self-esteem is low, right? So at least this, if you don't expect anything from other people, expect something from yourself. Expect something from yourself. If you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you say, you know what, you're great, you're awesome, at least do that. At least. But a lot of times we don't want to do that because we're too busy walking around trying to be so super, super great for other people. And then you don't even like yourself. You don't even expect anything great from yourself because you're not even giving to yourself what you're supposed to. And here we have in the past few years, we've been talking about self-care, self-care, self-care. And that's what self-care is. Self-care is merely investing in you, planting seeds in you that you get a great return and an awesome harvest. At least have a level of expectancy for that. But a lot of times, again, you are conditioned to say, oh, no, 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 you should never expect anything back. If you give, you should never expect anything back. And you are so proud to tell people, I'm a giver. I'm a giver. That's what I do. I'm a giver. But when are you going to learn to receive? When are you going to learn to have that balance? When are you going to learn to say, I'm excited about what I'm getting ready to get? I'm excited. Let me tell you, and people can say, when is it coming? You don't even have to know. You're like, I don't know, but I'm expecting it. I don't know when it's coming. I don't know how it's coming. I don't know who's going to give it to me, but I'm expecting it. Why? Because I did some great stuff back there. I did some awesome stuff back there. I helped my neighbor bring in her groceries. I gave somebody $10. I fed somebody over here. I gave an encouraging word over here. I smiled to somebody over there. Somebody wasn't feeling very good, and I encouraged them over there. So I don't know how I'm going to get it back, but I'm expecting to get it back. You must have a level of expectancy in your life. You have to expect great things for your life. So have that balance. Have that balance. That's the only way life becomes memorable for you. And what I mean by that, that's the only way you can say, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Because you're just not a giver and feel like everyone is taking from you, and you're just not a taker being selfish. You are a giver and a receiver, which we call a matcher. You are a matcher. You match what's going on, and you're excited about it. You are certainly excited about it. And that's the type of people that we have to be. I don't ever have days where I say, I don't want to get up. A lot of people, for instance, they say, oh, I hate Mondays. What the hell did Monday do to you? Monday has always been here. Monday was here before you were born. What the hell did Monday do? But I hear a lot of people say, oh, I hate Mondays. Oh, it's Monday again. Be grateful that you got up to see a Monday, for one. Number two, you don't know if this Monday is your day of harvest. You don't know if this Monday is the day that everything that you planted may come in abundance. You don't know, but yet you haven't even gotten out the bed yet, and you down in Monday. You're down in Monday. Okay? You're down in Monday. So when people say that, and I just see you, Levi. Levi says he gives without expectation. Because Levi has been conditioned, like I said, to give without expectation. But you have to have some balance. Because again, when you give without expectation, you become frustrated. And I'm going to say this again. That's unless you're giving to someone and you just absolutely want them to have it. Again, a birthday gift, special occasion, or just because gift. That's different. Giving and gifting is different. Okay, let me say that again. Giving and gifting is different. Totally different. Totally different. Giving and gifting. So here we are, you guys. And guess what? It's that time again. It's that time again. But let's see what question we have to fall back on. Are we ready? Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, so this is it for our next episode. This is a question. Dr. YaYa. Oh, y'all, this is gonna be, oh, y'all. You know what? I love you guys and I love your questions. I love your support. Again, I want you to like this video. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Tell me what you enjoyed. Dr. YaYa, is it appropriate that I stay fit for my husband during our marriage? Or should he love me the way that I am? That's a deep question, y'all. That's a real question. This is amazing because people struggle with this. But again, I'm out of time. So I am going to answer this question on this next live stream. Remember, you are loved, you are valued, and you are appreciated.